doing today? My name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for coming by to check out my video today. On this episode of Smo'King, I'm going to be doing the Bighorn 1500 degree Fahrenheit infrared grill review with some ribeye steaks. Now, full disclosure, Bighorn sent me this free of charge to give you my honest opinion, and as always, I'm always going to give you my honest opinion. But I've been kind of excited to try this. These infrared grills are becoming more and more popular, and the reason they're becoming more and more popular is because you can cook a steak in just a few minutes, and if you go to one of these really fancy, expensive steakhouses in the big cities, most of them cook the steaks this way. So they're supposed to put such a very intense crust on it because it heats up to 1500 degrees without overcooking the meat. That's why you literally can cook them in a minute or two on each side. And you have some different racks, the heating elements on the top. They also included a little pizza stone here. So if you wanted to try to cook a little pizza in here as well, you can do that as well and see how that comes out. I might do that in a future video. Anyway, guys, stick around. I'm going to show you what's going on with this infrared grill. We're going to fire it up, and more importantly, I'm going to be cooking some ribeye steaks. Let's get cooking. Alright, so I'm going to give you an overall look at this infrared grill before we get going. Nice Bighorn logo on the front here. One thing that's really nice, it's all stainless steel. And I want to show you where that infrared burner is. Right up here on the top, there's your infrared burner. And then in the back there, you have your little igniter. It requires a AAA battery to put in there, or it gives you a little thing here. You can also light it with a match. And there you go. So I'm going to show you how cool this is. It's all stainless steel. First thing I'm going to show you is you got this little tray here that there's some screws that come on it, and this tray just kind of slides on that. This gives you added protection when you pull these hot grill surfaces out. If there's any juice dripping, it's not going to drip on your table or wherever you're cooking it on. So that's a very nice feature. So basically what we have here is, you'll see inside, everything is removable, and you can wash this, even put it in a dishwasher. You got some screws here, and you have the side plates, and they're very easy here. And hopefully I can do this with one hand while I try to put this in. But just like that, it kind of just slides and locks into place. So that way, when you're done cooking, if you got some grease and stuff, you can basically pull everything out, put it in the sink with some soapy water, or even throw it in your dishwasher. Let me put the other one in here for you. Just like that. I mean, how easy is that? And you have several different positions in which you can put in the cooking surfaces. But obviously, the first thing you need to do, this is going to drip fat if you're cooking a steak. You can cook fish, chicken. I've seen someone online actually do shrimp as well. So they give you a nice stainless steel tray here that slides in the bottom to collect any of that excess fat. You know, obviously that can be a real fire hazard. And having that unit on the top is nice because that means all the fat's going to drip down. So it's not going to really bother you or be, in the way of igniting or starting some kind of fat or grease fire. And then you got this stainless steel piece here, kind of shaped a little bit like a roof. So as the stuff drips down, it just kind of slides off to the side so it doesn't gather in here and puddle. Another nice feature. And then you get two of these grates here. And I'm going to be cooking some steaks, I think, today in the number 2 position. I don't think I had that one on completely. Let me get that on real quick for you. There we go. And let me make sure. There we go. I got that one in. So anyway, I'm going to be cooking some steaks in the number 2 position right here. And actually, that I just put in number 1 position. But the number 2 position, 3, 4, obviously, the further you put down your grate, the less intense heat it's going to have. And so if you were cooking some vegetables or something, you can put it on the lower end or even all the way on the bottom. And you might say, well, how do you pull these things in and out if it's that hot? They give you a little handle here. Another cool feature, it's got a bottle opener. So you just basically stick this in here. It allows you to pull everything out, and you can. It's strong enough that you can actually hold it outside of the grill itself. If you had a couple steaks or some chicken breast or a piece of fish, I don't think you'd have a problem, or it wouldn't fall out. And then the pizza stone, that just fits right in as well. And like I said, I'm kind of really looking forward to this. So it is propane powered, so you do not want to use this inside just because of the intense heat. I'm going to be doing it outside. I'd probably recommend a stainless steel table or something like that, but I do have a heat gun. So not only am I going to be recording the temperature with my heat gun on what this infrared burner here heats up to, obviously what the grates heat up to, and more importantly, on the outside here, it is level, it's stuck up, it's not right against the surface here. You got some little legs, but that's what I'm really curious. How hot is this gonna get? You know, obviously you gotta be careful if you do it outside on a plastic table or something like that, or a wood table. You don't want anything to burn. 1500 degrees is pretty hot. Anyway, I'm gonna be back in a second. I got a couple beautiful ribeye steaks. We'll season up, and then I'm going to allow them to dry brine for a few hours in the fridge, and then we'll be back and give this a try, guys. Be back in a second. All right, so I have a couple beautiful ribeye steaks that I picked up here locally from Jacobson's Market. They have one in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and I picked these up from their Chippewa Falls location. And since we are using this infrared gas grill, you want to be careful with what you season it with. Anything with sugar at this hot of a temperature, 1500 degrees, is just going to burn. So I'm going to stick with the old basics, you know. When you don't know what to do, go back to the basics. Regular kosher salt. And normally on a steak like this, I would do like the coarse ground black pepper. But I'm going to go with the fine ground black pepper just because I want to eliminate anything from possibly flaring up and causing, you know, something to burn on this steak. These are beautiful. They're probably 1.5 inches, maybe 1.75 inches thick. I gotta thank my co-worker Tom, who got me a gift certificate that handled the cost of these. So thank you, Tom. I'm going to be enjoying these. Me and Monica will tonight. And then, like I said, fine ground pepper. If you want to add a little garlic powder, onion powder, you can. But you know what? You really can't go wrong with just the old basic, you know. Kosher salt, ground black pepper. Just kind of push it in there. I'm going to flip these around. I'll get the sides. Yeah. I'm going to put these in the fridge here because it's early afternoon. So we're not ready to eat yet. I'd recommend doing this an hour or two before you're ready to eat, because what this salt does when you put it on the meat like this, it's called dry brining. And what the dry brining does is help draw out a little bit of moisture, but ultimately it makes the steak more juicy. You can even do this overnight. There's wet brining when you put it in kind of a liquid solution. But yeah, just kosher salt, don't have to go crazy, and fine ground black pepper. So I'll season these up, put them in the fridge. We'll be back in a little bit when we're ready to try out that new Bighorn infrared gas grill. See you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, since I don't have a stainless steel table and I'm afraid to put it on a plastic table, I've had a couple fold-out plastic tables, I'm just going to put it outside on top of my Blackstone. Please excuse it. It needs to be cleaned. I haven't used it at all this year. That's not on my to-do list. But I figure I'll put it on here just so I can see how hot everything gets. And if it gets a little hot, having it on this surface won't cause any problems. But even though it's kind of getting dark out, we're not quite ready to eat yet. So I'm just going to let those steaks dry brine. And I'm going to cook them right here for a minute on each side, and then obviously I'll take some temperatures. One thing they say too, like say you want to cook it to 130 degrees, you do a minute on each side, the crust looks good, but it's say it's 112 degrees. What you can do at that point, pull the steaks out, put it on the lower rack. Still going to be hot. It's not going to have that intense 1500 degrees. Kind of wait till it comes up to temperature. So that's it, guys. I'll be back in a couple hours when we're ready to eat. See you then. Alright guys, I decided to turn it on real quick, hooked it up to a propane tank just to see how it works, because it is getting dark out and I want you guys to see it. You can kind of hear the gas flowing. It's getting hot. There's no visual cue telling me it's on other than I could feel the heat. Let me go get that temperature gun. We'll see what temperature we're looking at. Alright, so let's just take a look here. I'm going to shoot it up to the top. We'll kind of see what we're looking at. Okay, it says high. High is when it's over 1,000 degrees. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I got 1196 I saw, and then it just went off. Let's look at the bottom plate here. Okay, 635, 767, 6. Very high. I could just feel the heat coming off. Whoo! Alright. You can kind of see too here. Kind of glad I turned it on. There's a little bit of smoke. That might be some of the, residue oils when they assemble this. Here's more important. Let's see what the temperature is on the top here. Okay, we're around 145 degrees. That's probably why it says hot. Now let me see on the bottom surface here. I'm doing right underneath. Okay, it says 99.5, 99.1, 99, 98.4. So as long as your table can handle that, let's go on the other side here. Let me see. You guys can't see me doing this, but I'm doing this. I'm doing the surface of the table right underneath. Okay, this side's a little hotter. We're at like 105, 106. That's the temperature I'm getting from the underside of the table. So it's still pretty hot. So I definitely would recommend putting it on a surface that can handle at least 120, 150 degrees, Stainless steel would obviously be the best choice. I would certainly be careful putting it on any kind of plastic table, any kind of wood table that could burn. But there you go, guys. I just wanted to show you this. I'm going to turn it off now. Actually, let me do one other thing. Let me put this in the second slot here. I'll give this a minute. I just want to see how hot the actual grate gets. And we'll see. I'll give it another minute. Be back. Alright, so it's been around 45 seconds. Let me just point the gun in there. Okay, 800, 1000, 859. You can see, guys. And I'm trying to shoot it right on that metal surface. Let me pull it out real quick. I'm trying to get a more accurate reading because this is just on the outer edge. Let me pull it out and see what's going on the inside here. Alright. Okay, it's 1120. It went high. And I don't know what it is with high. I have to look back at the... I think it's over 1200 degrees maybe. Well, 1061, 1013, 1108. So that sounds about right, because the top infrared heater is going to be 1500 degrees, but obviously this is probably around 1.5 inches below that, so obviously it's not going to be quite as hot, but pretty impressive, and it's only been on for a few minutes. Anyway, guys, we're probably not ready to eat for a couple hours. Hopefully it won't be too dark out here. I might have to bring some lights to show you, but we'll be back shortly. We'll actually try to cook up these ribeye steaks. See you then. All right, here they are, fresh out of the fridge. They've been sitting in there for around 3.5 hours, guys. Let's go fire up that infrared grill. Meet you guys outside. Hey guys, it's dark out here. I brought an extra light, but I just wanted to show you this. One thing I realized too, great idea, I put a little small cast iron pan underneath here. You can put some butter and garlic and make up a steak sauce, but I just wanted to show you what's going on now. When it's dark, you can see that light. And I got it, like I said, second position over here. I'm going to do it 60 seconds on each side, and then we'll check the temperature and go from there. Let me go grab those steaks. All right, got some light out here. Let's just take a look what's going on with this cast iron pan. It's 400 degrees. Let's see this top rack here. Up, 1014. Can I get even a reading up here? Let's see. Yeah, gives me an error code because it's too hot, okay? Anyway, here we go. We're gonna do it 1 minute on each side, and then we'll see how everything's looking. So I've had this heated up for around 5 minutes, which is what they recommend. And we're gonna throw these steaks on. My dog sees the neighbor or someone out there. All right. Hear that sizzle? You see, it's okay. All right. Here we go, guys. Hopefully you can see. We'll move this light up a little. There you go. Let's move her in. 1 minute. Be back. Hi guys, it's been a minute. Let's pull these out. Oh my goodness. Woo. Look at this. Man, oh man. Cooking steaks in around 2 minutes. All right. I'll turn that big one over here. Hopefully you guys can see. I apologize for doing this so late at night. Turn that over. That one's a big one. This one's a little thinner in the thickness. All right. And yeah, let's push these in. We'll give them guys, look at this. I just want to show you with the light off so you see what's going on here. Look at this. It's just about ready. Got a timer set. There it is. Let me grab this. Let's turn the light back on. Let me turn off that timer. And yeah, let's take a look and see what the temp is of these. I'm just going to move the whole thing over here to the side. We'll take a look. All right, let me grab my let's see where we're at here. Well, 104, 105. See, this bigger one's not even close to that. All right, so you know what? I'm going to continue to cook these guys. I'm not going to bother you with it. I'm going to probably do another 45 seconds on this one. Flip it over another 20, 30 seconds. We will be done. I'll meet you guys inside when it's all said and done. But look at this, man. All right, here they are, guys. Look at this. Look at the crust. It was probably ended up being maybe around 1 minute and 45 seconds on each side. When I took the small one off, I put this down on the lower rack for another minute or so just to get up to temp. I'm just going to let these sit for around 1 minute or two, and then we'll come back and slice into them. But man, so far I'm impressed. Smell nothing but beef, and boy does it smell good. Be back in a minute. All right, guys, here we are. I'm going to move this one aside here. I'm going to just cut this one right in half, see where we're at here. And I'm hoping it's looking as good as I'm anticipating. Oh yeah, look at that, guys. Can you see it? Perfect medium rare. Let's take a look at this side. Look at that. All right, I'm going to cut a couple slices here and give this a sample. Alright guys, so I just slid this bigger one in half. I don't know if you can see. Hopefully the colors are coming out alright. On my lens here, it's looking a little more done than it actually is. But man, let me cut a few small pieces. Give this a sample, but boy, it looks good. Welcome back. I'm here with my wife, Monica.
Hey guys.
Who put on her Smo'King barbecue tips and recipe shirt.
Are you selling these? Or no, or are they just like giveaway things?
I think I'm going to start selling them because I've had a few people ask about them. But stay tuned for that.
And do some giveaways.
Yes. Anyway, here we are. You know me, guys. I normally like sous vide cooking. I normally like cooking over charcoal, even a gas grill. I've never tried a 1500 degree Fahrenheit infrared grill. But here we go. Let's give it a taste.
It looks delicious.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know,
Just
I'm
take
gonna
a
go for
piece.
that one. I love my
And this is
rare.
just, bear in mind now,
Okay.
salt and pepper.
Got it.
Okay?
Cheers.
Okay. Cheers.
Oh yeah. That's all you really need, salt and pepper. Oh my gosh. That's juicy.
Now does that not taste like a high-end steak restaurant?
It's really good, yes.
Wow.
It does. It doesn't
okay.
need anything more than
It
salt
doesn't
and
need
pepper.
anything.
Wow, is right.
You know, the only thing I would have done different, but I'm only had a half a stick of butter, is I would have put a stick of butter in that lower pan, maybe a little bit of garlic, maybe a bit some rosemary, whatever flavor profile you want to
rosemary would be
do.
good on it.
And then at the very end, if you need to heat it up, just throw it in that pan, kind of douse it with the liquid. But look at how juicy this is. It doesn't really need that.
No, this is amazing. Really is. Wow. And I was skeptical. I was the skeptic. I'm like, do you really need that? Is it going to make a difference?
Now, well, you know
It's
what?
really good.
Look how fast it took.
And yeah, if you could sous vide it and then do that and play with it until
But
you
the
get.
sous vide's an extra step.
But it's extra, I was going to say, this is so tender, you probably don't even need to go that route.
Absolutely delicious.
I was very skeptical. This is perfect. This is a perfect steak. Thank you.
Yes, one more bite.
Okay, ready? Cheers. Oh yeah. Oh, flavor is perfect.
I got a little bit of fat in that piece, being a ribeye,
That's good.
and you need it to have it rendered down. You can see some of the fat on the edge here got blackened up. But yeah, this is what I like.
It's
I like
really
a good crust, medium rare, very juicy. We cooked this in a couple minutes, guys. Look, if you've never tried an infrared grill, I definitely would give this a shot. So guys, I'll leave the link below to the Bighorn website. They also have an Amazon page. I'll also leave a link below, a discount code, so you can get a little bit of a discount as well.
Nice.
That they provided for my viewers. In conclusion, man, if you got an outdoor grill, you like cooking steak, quick, easy, and delicious, salt, pepper.
Very good.
That's all you really need, guys. Maybe a little steak butter while you're cooking it.
This is like, look at that.
I know.
Nice little.
You really can't get that intense of a crust, even throwing it on a charcoal grill, because
That's
it needs
crazy.
to sit on there for so long. This being so hot, and like literally a minute is
Yeah,
what that took.
that's nuts. I was looking out the window when he was doing it. You can see all the flames and stuff underneath. It was pretty intense. No.
It's very good, and it's kind of fun to use too. As always, guys, I appreciate watching my video. If you like it, please hit the like button. The logo we have on both our shirts, this is on the bottom of the screen there. Click on that, it'll allow you to subscribe to my channel. Please do that, it really helps my channel grow. And yeah, check out my website, I'll leave a link above and below, ericsmokingbbq.com. That's where I feature all my video recipes, photos, the videos, the whole bit. Please go check it out. But yeah, if you guys are curious about infrared grills, pick up this one because it's also very affordable. A lot of these
I was
things
gonna ask
you
how
can
much that is.
yeah, I think it's around 250 or 200
Okay.
bucks. I'm not sure. I'll have to go look. It's been on sale a couple times when I've looked, but I know some of the higher end ones you can spend, you know, $500-600 on one of these things, if not more. So yeah, I'm very impressed with this. So I would definitely recommend it. Thumbs up for me. As always, guys, thanks again for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.